probably tell, me and Cass are following a new schedule. So if you want to keep up on all the future videos we'll be posting from now and on, I'll describe what we'll be doing in the bio below. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Cancer-themed cake with a heart surprise. Pink hearts are fun. Anyways, I had so much fun making this cake, and it was kind of a tribute to Cancer Awareness Month, which just passed. So I hope you guys love this video, and also if you have any questions, definitely ask me in the comment box. Yeah, that's what it's called, in the comment box. So anyways, I hope you like this video, and let's get into it. In this cake, we used 6 cake batters, 4 vanilla and 2 chocolate. At the end of this cake, there will be 1/3 of cake mix left over. Because each cake batter called for 3 eggs per mix, we used a total of 18 eggs. We also used 6 cups of milk, 1 cup of milk per batter. First, let's understand the proportions of this cake. In this 5-layer cake, the top layer is equivalent to 1 mix of cake batter. The second layer is equivalent to 2/3 of cake batter. The third layer, which is the thickest layer, is equivalent to 1 1/3 mixes of cake batter. Then the fourth layer is just the same as the second layer and is 2/3 of cake batter. Then the last one is just the same as the top and is 1 full mix of cake batter. Together, this is equivalent to 4 2/3 mixes of cake batter. However, we do still need 1 more cake mix in order to make our surprise middle layer, which should have a chocolate heart surprise inside. So now that you understand the proportions of this cake, let's get started. So the first layer that we're going to be making is the chocolate heart surprise layer. We decided to do this first so that it would have enough time to cool before we made the middle layer. Right now, I'm basically following the box instructions. I'm adding all the wet ingredients to the mixture, such as a stick of softened butter, 1 cup of milk, and 3 eggs. I'm just going to mix all my ingredients together with this hand electric mixer. You can use any electric mixer you have at home to mix your cake. If you're interested in getting the exact same one that we used in this video, I'll definitely try to put a link in the bio where you can get it. And then we're going to put 1 full mix of chocolate cake into our cake batter. Wow, that looks really good. After we baked our cake and had it completely cool off, we cut it into rectangular pieces. As you see here, we then use our heart cookie cutter to make heart-shaped cake bites. Now we're going to save those cake bites until we make our middle layer. Now we're going to actually start making our cakes. Following the boxed instructions, we're going to make our chocolate bottom layer, which is the darkest layer. Once mixed together, we put the chocolate mix into our cake pan. Like I said earlier, we're going to use 1 full cake mix package, which is everything that we just made. After we see the cake has baked completely, we are going to put this aside so we can make our next cake. So this next cake is a vanilla cake, and it's going to be our second darkest layer. To make this our second darkest layer, we're going to be using electric pink. Then, after getting the color we wanted, we put our cake mix into the cake pan. For this layer, we are only going to use 2/3 of the batter that we made to make our cake. And now we're done with the 4th layer. We're just going to take it out of the pan so it has time to cool. Now we are going to make the 3rd layer, which is the thickest layer. After mixing this cake, we're then going to use deep pink to make an even lighter pink color for this layer of cake. Then, using part of this cake batter, we are going to put it along the bottom of our cake pan. Then, using the hearts we cut out earlier, we are going to align them in a circle and have them facing down with the pointed end up. You also want to make sure that they are close together and that the hearts are touching each other so that once you cut the cake, each slice will have a heart. Also, make sure that you leave some space between the hearts and the outer rim of the pan so that when the cake cooks, it doesn't interfere with the heart shape. We're then going to try to evenly spread this on top of all of the hearts so they can't be seen. In this layer alone, the pink mixture is equivalent to 1 1/3 boxes of cake. Now we're going to use the 1/3 that we left over from the 4th layer of the cake, and we're going to add it on to the mixture left over from making this mix. The 3rd heart surprise layer is all ready to go. Now, repeating what we did with our 4th layer, we're going to use 2/3 of vanilla cake mix, which we already mixed, and we're going to put that in the oven for our 2nd layer. And finally, we're going to mix our lightest layer, which is our 1st layer, together with just a hint of food coloring so it won't be too dark, so it will be noticeable that it is the lightest color. This layer is just like our 5th layer, which was the chocolate layer, because it uses 1 full box of cake mix. Now that we have baked all of our cakes, we are going to start shaving them. Shaving your cake makes such a difference because it will help get the crust off the bottom, and plus it will make it easier to stack your cake in the end. When shaving our middle layer, we found it was easier for us to flip it over so that we'll remember when we put ganache and stack them to put it right side up. Another thing that's great about shaving is that you'll always have some leftovers to keep for yourself. After you're done shaving, you should have your darkest layer, then your next darkest layer, then your 3rd layer, which is the biggest layer, then your 2nd lightest layer, and your final lightest layer. As you see here, we are using ganache, which is going to be used in between each of our cake layers to help them stick together. A tutorial online that really helped us was by My Cupcake Addiction. I'll put the link to their YouTube channel in the bio below, and the link to their video which describes how to make ganache. Once you have made your ganache, you are going to spread it evenly under each layer like so. And now we are going to make the buttercream frosting we use to decorate our cake. This actually took really long to make, surprisingly, and it's mainly because you have to do it in many different intervals of adding sugar and then butter and so on. Because we are making a 5-layer cake, we actually doubled My Cupcake's Addiction recipe, so if you want to make the exact same amount of buttercream that we made, then just double the recipe amount that she gives out in her video. Now comes my favorite part, and this is decorating the cake. I'll put all the tip numbers that we used in the bio below, so if you want to use the same exact frosting tip, then you can get it.
Oh my God!
You have to look inside. So that's.
It has a heart in it!
So that was my cancer cake tutorial. Oh my god, that was fun. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to watch Cassidy's video, which is always creative and amazing, and I know that you'll definitely love it. Anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and bye!